What up, guys? Another Adonis review. Today I'm going to do Asgard's Wrath, the VR game. Not the second one, but the first that came out back in 2019. And to begin with this game, I really want to go off the rumors and what you hear about it beforehand, especially with the fact that Asgard's Wrath 2 came out not so long ago. It has so much good reputation of it. And I feel like a lot of the time when I hear about a good VR game, I strictly keep my mind stuck in the 2020s and on when I think about what's possible of having a great game. But this game truly shows you that, and I've said it in the past that I feel like after 2017, graphics have kind of hit a peak and they get smoother and better looking and play more flawlessly as you go on. But graphically, we hit a very good standard 2017 and on. And this game definitely shows it. I haven't finished Asgard's Wrath 2 yet, but I would have to wager that this is the better of the two, just because this one has been made for the PC and it's not even playable on the Quest unless you have a PC to play it off of, while the Asgard's Wrath 2 was made ground up to play on the Quest 2 as well as the Quest 3. So they really had to cut corners and do a bunch of stuff to make sure that I was able to play. Since this is unable to play on the Quest, without playing off the PC, it can handle a lot more graphically and it looks a lot better. So if you did any research on this game beforehand, what you'd hear is this is a true open world, fantasy adventure game that they've made in VR. Now, when I first heard this and thought about playing it, one, it sounds very daunting, because what I imagine in my head is playing the Assassin's Creed Valhalla, a 100-hour game, all in the span of VR, which is, one, sounds very long. It's tough to play a 100-hour game without doing it in VR, but combined, it's very difficult. And this doesn't have 100 hours, but I do believe it is a 50 hour game, if I'm not mistaken. So they do seem to hit that technique. But what I've noticed about this, and maybe it's because it's in VR, is that typically what happens is that the landmass you'll cover, for example, when you're in Valhalla or Assassin's Creed Odyssey, you have a world essentially go through, thousands of islands and different places. It's truly mind-boggling how much distance you can cover in those games. So when you try to consider that into this, is what I imagined when I heard about it. I thought, it's incredible. And what happens in this game, the maps are much smaller. They're very honed areas, but they're kind of done in a, I wouldn't want to say Dark Souls-ish way, but kind of just in the sense that you have one main area that you kind of slowly unlock the doors, and so you're not covering 1,000-mile distance. You're covering everything within one area until you get to a boss. Now, what's cool about this game and what truly makes it fun, one, graphically, like I said, when it comes to VR games, this is one of the best looking games you have. Two, and this is similar to what I've heard in Asgard's Wrath 2, you essentially are a god. This game takes place in a Viking god world mythos, and you essentially take over and power up different heroes. And each hero you have for a few hours, and you'll get special unique weapons for them and abilities that you will level up and make stronger and more powerful. And honestly, you do it, I think there's over 4 or 5, possibly 6 heroes that you could use. So, but you would imagine with having that many, you wouldn't have enough time to power them all up, or there wouldn't be enough time to level everything properly. But it works out pretty well. You have a good amount of unique weapons for each one, which makes it fun to use each one differently because they have their different weapons. Like the person you start off with is a shield maiden. She comes with a standard sword that you can upgrade into like a fancy golden sword. Looks cool. And her second cool ability is like an axe, basically like the Leviathan axe in God of War, where you can toss it and flick your wrist and it'll come back to you and you'll catch it. And then she has like a shield that also it won't break and shit. With that, you also get all these side weapons that you can pick up from people that drop swords and axes and shit. But those break; they will fall on you. And they do have a pretty nice fighting game build up in this game, where you have to parry at specific times to break their guards and if you don't break a guard, you can't do physical damage, or there's some unblockable that you have to dodge out of the way, and so forth and so on. And shields break and deteriorate and so forth, and so that's the one cool thing, right? You have all these different heroes that you spend time leveling up and crafting and getting them stronger, and then they each have their own little special kind of story, which, like I said, last several hours for each one, so you do feel like you get a good amount of time. And then once you beat someone's story, you can go back and complete stuff that you couldn't access earlier because you need special recruitable heroes or side people that you get along the path, which are essentially these animals that you use your godly powers to turn them into companions for yourself, and they have their own special abilities that they can do in strength, and you can level them up as well, make them stronger and have better techniques and all that shit. And like I said, there's some places that you can't get into unless you have a companion, and you might not get the companion until the end. So there's always a reason to go back to the beginning, and and like I said, it's not that daunting to do so because it's not like a fucking giant island you have to completely retraverse. It's really just fucking one tiny area that it's pretty quick to find an area that you might have missed, which makes it not that daunting, and it makes it exciting to get new people and see the new weapons and see what your powers are going to get. Altogether, it is a great game. I played this game knowing that I wanted to play Asgard's Wrath 2, but thinking I should play this one first just to get out of the way. And like I said, I've played a little bit of Asgard's Wrath 2, and it has amazing reputation behind it, and I'm sure it is going to be good. But the physical demanding flaws of the fact that it doesn't run off PC, it would be nice if they gave us that opportunity to run it off the PC so we could enhance it. But, the fact that it does run on the Quest 2 is nice as well, because that's all I have right now. So be it. And so, Asgard's Wrath 2, it's not just a game you should play just before playing Asgard's Wrath 2, Asgard's Wrath 1. It's something you should play hands down. Like I said, you do need a PC to be able to play it, and then you can buy it off Steam or the Quest Store even. But you can't play it unless you have a PC. So it's definitely worth it. I would for sure get it if you like VR at all. This is a game that's a must-have game to have, and it's a game that you should for sure play before the second one, because by all means it looks like it's better because of the graphical boost and everything you get because of it. So I hope this helps make a decision, and if you do get it and do like it, let me know about it. And if you get it and you don't like it for some reason, let me know why. Later, guys.